Hello, now then, welcome back. This is episode 18 of the Iron Glide Iron Teeth hardboard playthrough. We do have a drought approaching, and last time we dug a hole and then had to dig more hole, and we're now going to continue to dig more hole for maximum haulage. This is going to get blown all the way down. But we do need to get the beavers on this. Obviously, it's some time that'll be good for them, preferably not while they're asleep, but they should be able to work on this as quickly as possible. We do need to get them to finish off these bridges. I don't know why English is a difficulty. But these bridges here allow us to... cheese the mechanic is a strong word, but it allows us to reach everything in here. Last time we also... ran out of bed water. Interesting. I hope that picks up soon. We need that for the dynamites. Last time we changed some of the crops around a bit. We've changed some of the foodstuffs that the beavers have access to. We may as well finish this, I suppose. We have the beavers pumping, I think, everything. Yep, so all of these are now filled with our lovely beavers, pumping all the good stuff into these tanks. There's a few big ones down here, and they'll probably stay forever. And, more importantly than that, we're doing okay for food. Mangrove fruits, less so, but that's kind of a limitation of what we have available to play with. We could add some more in here, but I'm not gonna. Just because I don't want to. Also, last time, the big change of the map is all of this lovely tubeway network that allows our beavers to zipline themselves up and around to pretty much everywhere without walking and save their delicate little paws. Anyway, with that introduction over, this is probably going to consume quite a bit of time, certainly until these are built, but then getting them to fill it all in shouldn't be too bad for us, but we will see how that works out for us shortly. What we did also do a couple of episodes ago is start to move some of the village up here away from down this area. We put in the monuments here to add a bit of benefit for them. And right now they're benefiting, well, these beavers. So we are going to fix the housing this time. And it's just going to be a case of running these in. Like last time, we are replacing the ones from further down, so they will get ripped out. They're probably not going to touch these until they've at least filled in. Okay, never mind. They should be working on that pretty much now, I guess. Yep. Okay, there they go. So wood is a bit of a problem as we are... well, down to the last few bigger trees here. Although, let's just have a look at how close these are to being finished. Not very. Never mind. We will see how that goes for us later. So, final piece getting laid here. Hopefully that is done today. It's the morning time, so they should get that done. That just needs to be hit with a hammer, and we are ready to go. So let's just pause it slightly. Let's set them off in a nice little concertina pattern. This one will do. And it's the best way to look at them. There we go. Nice little view here, so let's just back up. The poor computer, struggling to deal with that. It's still not on the new machine I had built at the start of the year, so we're still on the old faithful. So let's just lay these back in. They shouldn't take too long to get to that, especially with these ladders. Ladders? Bridges in the way. And good. Okay, they didn't take too long, so we can look to get rid of some more down here. So looks like say goodbye to these. Get rid of those. And they should just work their way straight up here. So there's 7 beds. Once these are finished, there should be plenty left for them. We probably could do with doing something along the lines of putting roofs on these just as a bit of decoration, but I don't believe they can actually reach these. So the mechanics of how this is achieved, I'm not sure of, but I'll put them on, but yeah, it'd be nice if they just zipline their way up through the top there and get it done, but seemingly not. We'll figure the logistics of that out another time. What I do want to put up here is something that gives them a bit of fun and excitement up here. We could go with a detailer, but I don't think we can. Exercise plaza's too big. The motivatorium to educate the beavers. Don't ask questions. It's dangerous to ask questions. Yeah, so nothing really fits up in here. So I didn't really want to put houses up here, but these could go in. These could be quite good. We just need mud, which we can't do at the minute. So I think we're probably just going to go with some detailers. May as well get them tattooed while we can, I suppose. Don't particularly want to... yes, please. Just put 2 in for now, and then we'll just connect these up with a path. We need other decorations we can have. So just put a nice little lantern in, I guess. Light the way for them. To make it somewhat aesthetically pleasing to look at. And I guess a brazier would be quite nice. Everybody wants to know what time it is. Don't really want to put those there though. I guess. Let's put these in, and then they can be hitting this guy on top of the head. I'll just pause that one, so they should be able to build all 3 of those, and they'll get around to that eventually. Right, so 25 days. I think it's probably a wise idea to pause these guys. Although we have maxed the water out, so that is great news. We do have plenty of spare beavers as well, so I think we will pause those 3 as well. And I'm hoping that means we can get builders and hauling improved. That's the hauling post. Yeah, so that is beneficial for getting stuff moved around. I don't think they stick to a particular area, to be honest, but we'll see. And with the 4 spare, we could put in another builder's hut somewhere. Just to add some extra capacity. Can't really squeeze that in there. I guess is as good a place as any is here. So that should take up most of the beavers that we've got spare. So that's good. So with that, they shouldn't take too long. We have not enough explosives, but they should be running through here. So there's 2 of these guys, so these should be able to keep up with most of the demand. We're not shortage of power, so the haulers, the extra haulers we put in should hopefully keep these guys fed. Are we stuck behind this? Yes, I think we are. So, let's... nope. Bad water. This is going to be something we need. So let's just sneak that in there, and I guess that in there. We obviously outstripped the pumping ability of the 2 that we've got in here, so let's just up the priority on this slightly, as I'd like them to get that done. And it's not that they are full and having to run everywhere to get it, so... So from a workplace point of view, that is just normal. Okay, that's fine. So even with the builder sub that's going to get put in down here, this should be staffed properly. Logs are not doing too well. Metal is fine. Okay, we've got loads of those. That's okay. Hopefully the builders get round to this sooner rather than later. Good. And that just needs to be filled with some logs and hit with a hammer, and then we're done. And now it's just hit with a hammer. Hopefully, with that, these guys can get this filled back up, because I think the bottleneck now is getting bad water into these. Although they do have some juice in there, so hopefully it's not too much of an issue. We could use the haulers to help, but I don't think we need to. 4 should be enough, I think. I hope. But that will back up the extract as well, so... that is probably one of the reasons why. But so far so good. There's enough juice in there, I think, for the time being. And this tank's getting topped up with the haulers anyway, so that's fine. Let's see how we're doing on here. They haven't got around to any of it. That's okay. They're concentrating on this, which gives the trees some time to pop in. Probably going to need more of these at some point, but I don't believe that it's going to be too much of an issue for us at the minute. What might be an idea is looking at turning some of this area into more trees, potentially. And we're going to get a lot in there, are we? Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll leave that alone. So let's just double check on food. That's okay. Did this get finished? It did. I think I built somewhere up here for it to be stored. Yes, I did. So I think with these, it's probably one for the haulers. Just so they can get all of the bits and pieces moved. The coffee is pretty much full. But what would be nice up here is to extend the area out slightly, I think, and then move the food, finished goods, up here. I think. But I'll need to move the hospital wing for that, so that's what this is, because the factories over here do quite a bit of an injury to the beavers, so hopefully it doesn't get too bad if we have to rip those out, because I don't believe we could build over them. So let's just see, actually. That could be one thing to check. We can, actually. That does surprise me. Oh, why can't we build over that? Fair enough. We can build these. So we may have to lift this staircase after all, and we'll lose the symmetry, which will be very annoying. But I think possibly worth it. What's the best way to handle this? So this is probably very much in the wrong position at this point. So what I may do is rip it out, raise it up, and put it on top of here. And then just give them some stairs down just to hit these paths so they can do the planting and whatnot with the farm. This gap will have to stay here. Can't do much about that, unfortunately. I want everything on a level playing field, but for the time being, we'll just rip that out and put this in. We could, if we were a bit sneaky, put that in, but we'll worry about that if we have to. Although they aren't lined up, which is absolutely not acceptable. So let's fix that while we can. And chuck this over here. So this gives us quite a bit of a nice big area to put some of the finished foodstuffs in. I'm not going to put the big warehouses in down here, as I think we can worry about that again once it's built. But we can get the haulers to drop everything off, so I think that'll be better for us. Let's just take a scoot back over here. And they're not too far done on this, so that's good. Low on dynamite, but bad water is somewhat picking up. I would have hoped that these guys are pumping a bit more than that, to be fair, but hey, as long as it's keeping up. Keeping that watered, that's fine. Right, so while that's getting laid in then, let's see. So I think what's best is just using these guys here. We just need pretty much one of everything, so berries not so much, they're used for something else, so we just need certainly the rations, because anything that's basically full, so the soybeans maybe, but so what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe it might be a better idea then to put these here. And this is where, if I had a ladder, it would be super easy to put in, but we do not. So I just need to figure out how best to tackle this. So it's probably not going to be very nice to look at, but let's just do that. We're going to have to come up with some random way to get the beavers up to this, so I think spiral staircase would be amazing also. Aha, that's good news. I think this will work. And no, it won't, because I need more space. These are wildly inefficient, but meh, can't do much about it. But I believe that that to that to that to that gives us all of these. What I will do is save myself some grief and rip those out before I start. And I'll just path that, and then path that. It's not the most visually appealing, I appreciate that, but it's the only way to do spiral staircases. So, kind of stuck with what we've got. So, let's see. Oh, they've built those pretty quick. So, goods. We need, not berries. We're not doing algae rations yet, so corn, eggplants, cassavas, kohlrabis, soybeans, I believe it was, and mangrove fruits. Was that the 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, it was. Good. These will all be set to obtain, and when the time is right and they exist, the haulers will fill them up. And this should give the beavers something nice and simple to get the food from. We should put water up here and coffee, which we could probably achieve with the help of putting another set in here, but again, the ladders are going to be a problem. And I'm not sure how best to tackle that. Because we're kind of stuck. So, oh, done all these. Happy days. So that means they must have finished all of the other area. We'll zoom back across there shortly. Have a look. So, how best to get the beavers up and into this? I don't think the answer is easily. So... if we took that out, everyone's going to be stuck, so don't take that out. That would be stupid. Yeah. Kind of built myself into a bit of a hole here, but never mind. We'll come back to it. I'll let the epiphany take me once I've put a giant hole in creation here. So let's just pause it again below this one. This one. This one. Beautiful. Right. So I think we have a little bit of ways to go still. Hoping that it's just going to be another set of 3, but I don't think it is. Is it let me lay them? So we're definitely not at the bottom yet, so we'll pick that up when we get to it. Explosive isn't too bad. Extracts, okay, so yeah, that isn't really working well, is it? Oh, we are out of beavers. Why is a load die? Seemingly so. Or are they all injured? Ah, they're all injured. Never mind, we will wait for that to sort itself out with that. They're getting stocked in, so let's have that set. It's not built yet. Haulers, please. Haulers, please. So that's that. I wonder, can I... if I was to spin that around... if I get rid of that... will it let me put... it will. So if I put that there... I don't think anyone's Okay, there is. I know that as soon as I delete... As soon as I delete this, it's going to be trouble. So I may just have to commit. We're going to get super close now, so hopefully it's not too devastating to look at. I need this to be gone. And I promise I will zoom out from the flames. Hopefully everyone gets up soon so we can kick them all out, which is perfect. Yep. Bad times indeed. It's okay though. It's okay. Kind of janky, I know, but that is now the most highest priority thing you can have. But more importantly than that is we can now do this. And everyone's happy. Good. So let's just fix. Say fix. It's not really broken, but let's just. Oh, there's 5s. Fair enough. There were 5s. Let's do this and do this. There weren't 5s. There were 6s. I can definitely count. Counting is fun. Fun with numbers. The water and coffee is going this side. So again, this will be a similar as we've done before. So these are going to be big. Okay, they are much bigger than I thought. But big tanks here. We're not going to do big tanks. We're going to do little tanks, little-ish tanks. So I think there is as good as any. And we are literally just going to have one for water, one for coffee, another for water, and another for coffee. And we should just nicely be able to get that hooked up there. And let's see, nice little clock can live there and there. Luckily, we don't need to build any sort of abomination from a ladder point of view. But that should hopefully give them plenty of stuff to have up here. What we can look to do eventually is move into the hydroponic gardens. These take up a lot of water, literally. So I'm not too keen on using them as yet, but it should be fine eventually, because ultimately we need to dig this pit to be a little bit deeper, so these guys can pump some more, but this is going to be what we need to do first, as this will allow us to get well, seemingly not extract as we're out of it, but this should allow us to get the power running, so get bots. So all of the tedious jobs, the dangerous jobs, can be taken up by bots. So we have reached a bit of a bottleneck now, because is it slow because that's what I don't really understand, as it was fine before, but now it seemingly isn't. But don't necessarily have the beavers for this either. But let's just again, it's not a fluid dump. I wonder if it's worth getting haulers to deal with this as well. Let's try that for now so that these guys can just concentrate on pumping. And then hopefully that's good enough. As with this, if this dries up, we lose the production here and the dynamite, which obviously digging the hole is going to make things quite difficult to do. What might be quite nice is to put another tubeway station up here somewhere, but we can run that in later. Probably just run an extension off here. Just straight across and then stick it up somewhere here, just to get them around a bit easier. I don't think I need to worry about that just yet. I believe the water dumps are set to be high priority. No? Okay. This needs to be constantly watered. These have very little ability to withstand the slightest dry breeze. It's kind of bad, but without that we'll be in serious trouble. I mean, we've got plenty of food. There's enough corn to, I guess, sink the Titanic. Or at least sink the Titanic again. So, yeah, it's just a case of keeping an eye on this. We could put in a scaffolding to build, I suppose. Temporarily, like. I guess it's what we should do, really, to get these roofs built. So that should be high enough for them to do what they need to do. I do believe that should work. That will not help the wood matters. Do we still have in our secret underground pit? We do, but they're just all planks. Okay, fine. So, yeah, kind of stuck with the woods. Let's see, how long we got left on the drought? Okay, 10 days. So it may be the need to come off and build a new area for the trees, which is going to be an interesting place to try and figure out where to put them. Again, because we're going to need to use water dumps to do that, to keep everything at least somewhat watered, and we need logistics to get it up there. So I guess the one day is now today. So it's going to be a case of, I believe, this, and we need to get them across here. So I think this area is probably about as good as we're going to get. What I do want to build, because I think they'd be weird and funky, is... I don't know if that works. So I'm interested to see if these connect from the bottom with a tube. So together we will do science and see. It should... Where's the tool? I need the tool. That works perfectly, actually. So if we do that, we're going to have to do a bit of shenanigans here, which doesn't help our wood situation in the slightest. It does mean we can put that in. Again, this is low-hanging fruit for the beavers to get on with. And so Can't hook into that because this tank's in the way. What we could do is blast another hole in the back. Not that we can get to it. Oh, no, we can come up here. So let's see if we put that in back. That should work actually. So let's us landscaping blast this hole as top priority. That is, the hole is certainly helping on there. Okay, that's fine. That should get done. There it is. There we go. And we are basically going to need to run ourselves some interesting pylons to run this way. So again, as we did before, it's going to be a case of running this in. I kind of want to set it so that it's at the same height as this. I believe that's a 2. What does that bring us out to? So we do need a 4, which we don't have. Typical. But we will purchase it. So how tall is that? That is a 2, 3. Let's see, it's that one. And that a 1. And 4 by. Yes, please. And that should bring us in line perfectly with... Okay, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Who would have thought laying in this would be as complicated as it is? I blame the angles. We'll just use the big boy braces here. And again, similar job here. And again. Oof. That is disgustingly close. That is going to be pain in the posterior. Okay. It would probably help if I actually build the actual proper size things. That should be, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I guess it's a 2. But that does mean we now have our actual height for this. And we should just be able to chuck these straight across here. Like so. So these giant washing lines should help us out. Again, the trees will be up here. We need to blast some holes for water, but that's not a problem. Now we're getting on up here, so that's terrible. But that is recovering nicely, so that's perfect. So we leave them to build that as they get to it. We are going to run out of water here, I think. How much is left? Oh yeah, we are definitely going to run out of water there. We'll not lose anything. I think there's enough in the water. These, I think, survive before it runs out. We could splash them, but we're probably not going to get that luxury this time. If we can get this to last another day, which we won't, we should be able to keep these alive. I guess these will be gone during the day. No? Okay. Well, that worked out. These should, in theory, then survive, depending on when they actually dry up. Okay. I will take that as a win. Obtain, please. Also obtain. These should also be hauled over here. That is a wonderful sound we've discovered, and I'm hoping... How is that too far? I can surely reach one up to get that. It's too far. I thought they could reach at one block. I've been swindled. I've been done. How is that too far now? Do they literally need... Oops. How? I don't understand. Oh, you absolute... Wow. Wow. Never mind. Thanks, beavers. Thanks for nothing. You are all super good. Thank you. Yes. Thanks. A sigh. Absolute sigh. Oh, look, a path. Oh, look, you can get up. That's amazing. Right. I am disappointed with myself. And I will be having stern words with the beavers at some point. They should be able to build that and run about on top of this thing to be able to put that in. We do have a path all the way up to the top. Let me just turn this noise off. All the way up to the top, so they should be able to run across and build both these once that's built. Let's just see how that works out. So we have 5 beavers with absolutely nothing to do. That's not being very well fed. I think that could be the production problem with that, which is slowing all of this noise down. Maybe an advantage to pause the digging slightly. Possibly. Once they get all that done, yeah. I just need the resources to recover, as we've blown quite a bit. Metal is probably going to see us towards the back end of this without too much of an issue. The gears are fine. We're not building much with gears, actually. Does surprise me. These will get put in as and when. But yeah, that's dry. So, see, this is what I don't understand. So it dies in 12 days, but it's only got 6 days resistance. I am terribly confused. Coffee will be fine. These guys over here will also be fine. At that point, we should get the water coming back in here without too much of an issue. And I think come the end of this drought, we will wrap up the episode here. Obviously, we've made quite a few interesting tweaks up here. So this is now like the little village central. We'll boot everyone out of here and evict them later. That's on the list of things to do. We need to fix the supply issues. It isn't a bad water issue at this point. It's probably a hauling issue. So we may need to lay in yet another tank to feed the ever-growing need of hauling that we need. But with that, these should hopefully be deep enough, although not sure how much further we have to dig. We do need to get the beavers down here, and there'll be a massive staircase to deal with that. As we need to punch a hole in the edge of the map to get rid of the bed water, otherwise it will all flood. As the plan for this will be to just run it straight down into here. Or at least that's the plan. And then have the water wheels running this way and then just stack them up. So the water runs in here and then build up as we go. Okay. So how much water have we used? Quite a bit actually. It's also a bit of a worry. So we may need more water storage as well. Okay, so things to consider. We are not... Although we have built more storage, I suppose. But we are not doing too bad. There's still plenty of water in plenty of tanks. There's only 3 empty, so it's still got quite a lot of water for a colony this size. So yeah, I think... yeah, getting soybeans out the ground is not really working for us. I think before that comes in, let's just plant some more soybeans. There we go. I'm gonna have to use the tools for this. So in theory, we should be able to plant all of this. Oh no, we can't. Okay. Interesting. Eggplants, do they fit underneath these? Yes. Well, I mean, technically, yes, but not really. Okay, the more you know, I suppose. So what we'll probably look to do is rip out these, stick them underneath this, and then move these over here to try and up the rations, but we'll do that next time. We've got one more day left on there. We probably need to sort out Operation Grow That Tree. With that, thank you, autosave. Okay, so that's nearly done. We've got all the explosive laid in, so yeah, it is a production issue on these. We do need to build up the stocks of this. I know that gets used to do the tattoos, but I didn't think that they used that much juice. They only used 10. So, odd one, I guess, but I'll worry about that. Also next time. I'm hoping the haulers do the job to keep this fed and watered. We're definitely pumping enough now, so we've nearly filled this tank. So, not too sure what the bottleneck there is. But if this is done, it should give me enough chance with her. So anyway, seems we've got 0.3 days until the good times roll with the water. We can get these done and we'll just wrap up here, I think, for this episode. And give them plenty of time to get all this sorted. And yeah, so if you have any comments or anything you'd like to see done, please let me know. Put them down below. And other than that, thank you very much for watching and see you guys next time.